Greetings, everyone. Well, it's closer look time again here on the Multimedia Chronicles. Today we're going to be diving back into my Transformers collection for the first time in quite a while. It occurred to me I'd never really done a video showing the various editions I have of the 1987 through 1989 Japanese shows that actually continued the story from the end of the original Generation 1 series. So today we're going to fix that by finally checking them out. So I've got all three shows from the UK releases, the Metrodome releases, I think it was. Yeah, Metrodome. And then, of course, the three Shout Factory releases that were released over here in North America. So, we got quite a lot to cover today, so let's get right to it. Transformers, the Takara collection, today on A Closer Look on the Multimedia Chronicles. Welcome back. Now, of course, the original Generation 1 Transformers series was an American series based on the toys being Americanized versions of Japanese toys that had been out for a few years prior over in Japan. Now, in Japan, when the US made the Transformers cartoon, Japan imported it over to Japan in 1985 and 1986. So while all of those toys were originally known by different names and whatnot before the Transformers came into being, afterwards the Japanese side kind of adopted all of the Americanized versions of everything. So when the US series ended in 1987 with the three-part series The Rebirth, over in Japan, they decided not to import that three-part miniseries, instead continuing on the story from the end of Season 3 with their own series, Transformers Headmasters in 1987. So this time we got a full 35-episode series instead of just a little three-part miniseries, giving a much different origin story for the Headmasters. So Headmasters feels very much like the Season 4 of the Transformers that never was. It's got a very similar look and feel to the last season of the American series. And then when we get into Masterforce and especially Victory, it's got much more of an anime kind of look and feel to it. It gets more and more distinctly Japanese as it goes through the three shows. But yeah, basically giving us three more seasons of Transformers that we never had over on our shores. So it's nice to finally be able to check all of these out over here for the first time. So we've got quite a lot to cover here. The UK sets are quite robust in terms of packaging and extras. The Shout Factory sets, not as much. So there are quite a few interesting little differences between these two different collections of the shows. So let's head on down to the black table and check them out. Okay, so starting off with the Transformers Headmasters, the Takara collection, Volume 1 from Metrodome. So this came out in 2005 in the UK and is quite a nice set, I have to say. Yeah, so we get lots of extras on there. So I should mention, the original Headmasters series was actually 38 episodes in length, but 3 of those episodes were clip shows, and this set actually omits the clip shows. The US set from Shout Factory does the same, actually. It's just the main 35 episodes of the series, and doesn't bother with the clip shows. Apparently the clip shows weren't anything special for these shows. They were basically just literally clips from previous episodes, and with some accompanying narration to just kind of summarize the story and whatnot. So you're not missing anything. So here we have a lovely, get a nice insert booklet here, a lovely digipack with both the Decepticon and Autobot logos on there, and it just folds out like this. Now, you may notice the disc art actually aligns with the artwork underneath. I'm just going to straighten this out a little bit here. There we go. So, if you take a look there, hey, look, it's like a complete picture. It almost makes the discs seem like you're seeing through them, you know. So, for example, this one here, if we take, we just pop the discs out, you can see it's the same artwork underneath. So, Headmasters, of course, was a direct continuation from the US series. Kind of. It basically ignored the events of The Rebirth, which of course was the short-lived 3-episode 4th season of the G1 series, and just went from the end of The Return of Optimus Prime, and actually has a completely different origin story for the Headmasters. So in the booklet here, we've got notes from Chris McFeely, Transformers superfan. He does some commentary tracks on this as well. This is interesting. This DVD here, Transformers the Movie Reconstructed. There was all this kerfuffle where fans felt like they weren't seeing the full image of the movie as it was in theaters, not realizing that it was actually shot full frame and then cropped for theatrical presentation. So this edition was intended to settle the debate once and for all that actually you're not missing anything. We've opened the frame up as much as we possibly can, to the point where if we open it up anymore, you're going to be seeing the sprockets on the side of the frame. Like, there's literally no more image, people. But yeah, people still felt that, even later when we actually got widescreen releases, people thought that they were missing frame information. And it's like, you know, this is fake widescreen. It's like, no, that's actually how it works. You just don't understand how widescreen works. So anyway, the movie was filmed full frame and cropped for the theatrical presentation. So yes, all the widescreen versions you've seen are in fact correct, and how you would have seen it in the theater. Anyway, back to Headmasters. So we have all kinds of notes about the presentation here. This one is notable in that it actually contains the Malaysian or Singapore English dub for all 35 episodes. Which is notorious for being awful, and hilariously so, with characters being renamed and given, you know, ridiculous names. One of the ones that's always stood out to me was Metroplex is renamed Philip, because of course he is. Anyway, it's apparently a pretty hilariously bad English dub. They did do all 3 series, but unfortunately only the first one was actually released in the UK sets. In Australia, they actually got most of the English dubs for their releases of the Japanese, the Takara Japanese shows. They basically got the English dub for Headmasters, some of the early and later episodes of Masterforce, and all of the English dubbed episodes of Victory. So if you want to get as much of the English dub that has ever been released, you have to track down the Australian set. So anyway, that's the Headmasters set. Let me just quickly go over the extras here. So you can choose between the Japanese or English audio. Of course, have English subtitles. You got the Takara Collection booklet, which is wonderful. It has full episode guides and some information about the English dubs and stuff like that. You got audio commentary on a few episodes. You got some DVD ROM content, including new script translations. So there you go. So very cool. So not loaded with extras, but definitely some nice stuff in there. It's a very, very nice set, and very glad to have it. So, carrying on, that is just the beginning. We got a lot more to go through here. Next up, we have Super God Masterforce, the Takara Collection, Volume 2. Yeah, very cool. This is the longer of the 3 shows. So Masterforce was 47 episodes total, and again, some of those episodes were clip shows. Specifically, there were 5 clip shows in this one. None of them are included in this DVD set. They just said, yeah, just don't even bother. So this is just the main 42 episodes of the show. There was actually a 6th clip show, which was made direct to video, like it was a direct to video release, which essentially provides a recap of the entire series and clarifies some of the plot points. So it might have been nice to have that one included, just to kind of have it as a bit of a coda for the series, but unfortunately it is not. And it is not on the American release from Shout Factory either. So there you go, very nice. These are really nice, classy sets. They're basically, I should show you here, a little bit of glossy for the logos there, and the rest is all matte finish. So it's very nice. They all follow the same kind of design for the cover. So here we have not Optimus Prime. Yeah, it's actually Jinrai, who is a different character from Optimus Prime, who just happens to look exactly like him. In fact, the clip show, that sixth clip show that was released direct-to-video in Japan, explains a little bit about the relationship between the two, apparently. A little more than they did in the show. In the show, it's just, yeah, he's a different character, whatever. But anyway, that's that. We may never know here on this side of the world. So once again, we have the Autobot and Decepticon logos. Very nice. And we unfold this. And same thing again, we have artwork that lines up with the background. I don't know, he looks a lot like Optimus to me. But nope, apparently he's not Optimus. He's Jinrai. Yeah, anyway, just straightening these out here for you so you can get a better look. And that one's pretty straight to begin with. And there you go. So there's that one. And then one last picture there. Yeah, so pretty nice. Pretty nice. I'm not going to bother taking the discs out to show you the artwork underneath, because it's literally exactly the same, just clean. Maybe we'll take this one out just because we got a cool little confrontation picture there. Yeah, look at that. That's nice. There we go. Okay, so just... So this one's one extra disc, just because it was a few more episodes. So once again, we have the lovely booklet featuring more notes from Chris McFeely, and another ad for that Transformers the movie reconstructed. Yeah, of course, nowadays with most DVD and Blu-ray releases of Transformers the movie, you usually get both aspect ratios. You can watch it in the full frame that it was animated in, or the cropped widescreen, which is nice. So there we go. I think a lot of these pictures are the same as were on the disc trays there. So just you know, nice little episode breakdown there, disc by disc, so you can see what exactly is on each disc. So very, very nice set. And in case you missed it, you can still get the Transformers Headmasters set and complete your Takara collection. There you go. And that is that. But, yeah, so that is Super God Masterforce. Let me just flip this around here. And the extras are much the same. In this case, we have the original Japanese audio with English subtitles. No English track on this one. The Takara Collection booklet by Transformers superfan Chris McFeely, and once again some audio commentary on selected episodes by Chris McFeely as well. Very cool. Yeah, I have a couple of UK editions of the movie as well, and they also feature extras from Chris McFeely. He just seems to be their go-to guy for stuff, anything to do with Transformers. So here we have the conclusion of the Takara trilogy. The Takara Collection Volume 3, Transformers Victory. And there you go. So, very nice. Yeah, there's nothing on the bottom or the top of these. And then on the side, there we go. And then, of course, the back. So this one is rated U. The others are rated PG. What were the reasons for the ratings? So let's see. PG, parental guidance, general viewing, but some scenes may be unsuitable for young children. And same thing with that. But this one is rated U. Contains very mild violence. Whoa, okay. Very mild. I don't know, I kind of thought the other ones were more violent. But anyway, here we go. So we got Transformers Victory. This one is a little different. So once again, we kind of have the matte finish. It's not as matte as the other ones. It's got a little bit of gloss to it. But, you know, glossier on the logos. Once again, they tried to keep it all pretty consistent. But then here, we don't have matte. It's like full-on glossy for the internal digibook or digipack. So I don't know why they changed that, but there it is. So there we go. Very nice. So let's open this up, and there's our booklet. We'll look at that in a sec. Once again, Autobot and Decepticon logos. Very nice. And we're back down to 4 discs this time. Okay, so let's just straighten out our pictures again. Being very careful. Come on. Okay, I think that's about right. There we go. So we got those 2 lovely pictures there. And we'll just straighten these ones out too. And there we go. Amazing. So, Victory was actually 38 episodes, and in this case we had 6 clip shows once again. Yeah, so this set, like the other UK sets, omits all of the clip shows. Every single one of them. But, let's see here. So looking at the booklet, we got more notes by Chris McFeely. Yet another ad for Transformers Reconstructed. And there we go. Very nice pictures. I love how they give you the disc by disc breakdown and a little summary of everything. It's just very handy to have all that information right there. So there was, of course, Transformers Zone, which followed on from the end of this. Oh, it's actually mentioned right here. And then some other stuff that was intended to follow on. But beyond that, it really didn't go beyond this this one show. There was a few attempts to kind of continue it, but they didn't really go anywhere. And then here we got an ad for both Headmasters and Masterforce. Complete your Transformers Takara collection. And if you want G1, we got that too. There you go. Very cool. So, one thing to note, I've been mentioning how the clip shows aren't included. One thing that's interesting about this booklet is on the last page, it actually gives you a little summary of the 6 clip shows. So you at least know what episodes they covered, I guess. I don't know why they didn't do that for the other 2 sets, but they did for this one. So I don't know. But that was actually quite useful when I was kind of comparing this set with these sets with the Shout Factory versions, because then I could see, you know, some of the differences. Because one of the Shout Factory sets actually does include the clip shows. Well, some of them anyway, but we'll get to that when we get to that. So just before we move on to the Shout Factory sets, I have an interesting curiosity here, which is this one, Transformers Takara. So what this was an, I guess the way that the show was aired in the UK, they just aired it all as one massive show. And it features the hilariously awful English dub. So this is volume 1 of 1. They actually only released this one DVD. But this contains the first 6 episodes of Headmasters with the English dub. But the thing that's interesting about this is, rather than having the 3 individual title sequences of the 3 individual shows and showing it as 3 individual shows, they just showed it as Transformers Takara. And for whatever reason, the title sequence they decided to use was the one for Transformers Victory, which is why the cover here has a character from Transformers Victory. It's kind of funny because this character doesn't appear in any of these episodes, but okay. But then they had it under the blanket title of Transformers Takara. So I don't know, kind of an interesting little curiosity. But it's nice to have this DVD just to kind of have that alternate presentation represented in some way. And then we look inside. Yeah, it's just a single disc, and it looks like, again, they aligned the artwork. Is that just a thing they do all the time in the UK, at least with Transformers DVDs? I don't know, but but that's kind of cool. Oh, there's no dude on that one. It's just the planet. But this one has the planet and the dude. So yeah, very cool. There's no extras on here. It's just a bare bones disc of 6 episodes. And is it only in English? Yeah, this one is only in English. There's actually no Japanese version of this. Although, as far as I'm aware, they didn't really cut anything out of the episodes. It's just, you know, they only included the English because that's how it would have been broadcast. So, yeah, interesting. So first up, here's the first Shout Factory set. Now, the Shout Factory sets do not have any of the English dubs. It is strictly Japanese audio with English subtitles. Apparently, they had asked Hasbro if they could include the English dubs, but Hasbro said no. They would not allow it. No idea why. Well, actually, some idea why. Probably because the English dubs are so awful. But come on, they're funny. Let us laugh at your product, Hasbro. Anyway, so very nice set for Headmasters. So in this case, no clip shows. It's just the 35 episodes of the show, and that's it. There's not as much to go into with this. We got an ad for the other Transformers releases there, and some G.I. Joe ones, and Reboot. They're basically just cartoons. We got cartoons. You like cartoons? We got cartoons. Get some cartoons. There you go. Shout Factory's all about them cartoons. So, not much in the way of disc art. Pretty straightforward. Same disc art for all the discs. They don't even list the contents on the discs, but they do list them on the insert. We'll just slide this out so you can get a slightly better look at it here. And there you go. Very nice artwork there. And a disc by disc breakdown of all the episodes. So just slide that in there. And there we go. So that is Headmasters. And then we have... I should mention, by the way, these Shout Factory sets came out in 2011. The UK sets came out over the course of 2005 and 2006. So it was quite some time before we got these shows at all on our shores. So it was quite nice when we finally did and were able to add them. Because, I mean, a lot of fans consider this to be the rest of G1, which is essentially what it is. Because, I mean, Headmasters continues directly on from the American series. Masterforce kind of goes off in its own direction, and then Victory even more so. So it gets more and more anime as the series go on. But Headmasters, at the very least, feels like just another season of the American show. It's pretty cool. So here we have, you know, again, disc art's fine. It's just not particularly exciting. There's really not much going on there. I guess, actually, now that I look at it a little more closely, it is different art. You have kind of the outlines of different characters on there. I didn't notice that before. But, okay, well, that's something. So this one, much like the UK set, is 5 discs instead of 4, because there's more episodes. So, same number of episodes on this as the other set. Got 42 total. That is that, and then the breakdown of what's on all the discs. So this one also does not include the direct-to-video clip show that provided a summarization and clarification of certain plot points. Yeah, that's basically just not available anywhere outside of Japan. So we're just out of luck there, folks. And then last, but most certainly not least, we have the Shout Factory release of Victory. So very nice cover there. There we go. There's really not much in the way of extras on these. We have subtitles. We got some art galleries. That's basically it. All of them just have some art galleries of the characters and whatnot. So... and then here again we get some, barely even noticeable outlines of characters on the disc art there. So, great. I don't know. The UK set is definitely a little more colorful and pretty to look at, I think. There we go. So just the disc by disc breakdown. So this one I should mention, for whatever reason, I don't know what the reasoning was. In this set, the Shout Factory set of Victory, they actually included 5 of the 6 clip shows. Now, I double-checked on the actual discs to make sure it wasn't just a misprint and all 6 were there, but nope, they included 5 of the 6 clip shows. I don't know why they didn't just include all 6, but the one that they didn't include, if you're curious, is the Autobots Ultimate Crisis, which was originally episode 28. So that one's not there. But it does include the other episodes. Now, this one also has, much like Masterforce did, this also has a clip show that is the final episode of the series that kind of acts as a recap and, coda to the series. So it's kind of nice to have that included, although some fans say it kind of negates the epicness of the actual final episode that precedes it, but, whatever. I mean, honestly, clip show or not, I'd love to have all of them just to have everything properly complete, but, oh well, it's not the end of the world. Now, one other thing I should mention, you notice the little, the Japanese kanji logos there. Well, let me show you something here. Let's take a look at the UK sets. So we got Headmasters, right? So we got this logo. Got Super God Masterforce, so we have this logo. And we have Victory, which has this logo. Alright, okay, following me so far, right? Okay. Now we look at the Shout Factory sets. Okay, Headmasters, we got the Headmasters logo there, great. Masterforce, we have the Headmasters logo again. And Victory, we've got the Headmasters logo again. What the hell? Where's the other two? It's supposed to be those logos, not the Headmasters again. That's just... I hate it when there's, like, stupid little, mistakes like that. Like, this is not difficult to get right. I mean, you literally called, if someone was to read this in Japanese, you literally called all 3 of them Headmasters. Like, come on. Expect better of you, Shout Factory. So, if you want to get your 80s Transformers on, there's quite a lot of options to choose from here. I like having both of these collections for a couple of reasons. I mean, it's just kind of nice to have more Transformer stuff to display on the shelf, but also the fact that these all have kind of cool extras, and these ones actually show them in their original NTSC. Sorry, here. Yeah, these ones show them in their original NTSC without the PAL speed up that you get with the PAL ones. But yeah, so it's kind of nice to have alternate presentations like that. Plus, I mean, they all have great cover art and, different cover art. And I don't know. It's just cool. You can never get enough Transformers goodness. And there you go. So, yeah, some interesting differences between those two sets. And it's actually really nice to have both of them because of that. Yeah. Anyway, that is it for this time around. If you'd like to get any of these for your collection, I will, of course, include Amazon links in the description down below. There is also a box set version of the Shout Factory set. It looks like this. They just call it Transformers, the Japanese collection. So yeah, I'll include links to all of those in the description down below. As always, big thanks to those of you who do use my Amazon links. I do get a little kickback when you do that. It doesn't cost you any extra from what you would normally pay shopping on Amazon, but it does help to support the show when you use those links. So thank you very much for those of you who do that. Alrighty, well that is it from me to you for now. Hope you enjoyed. Big thanks to you for watching. Big thanks to my Patreon sponsors. Be sure to catch me on Twitch. I stream just about every day, and I will see you next time. Until then, sayonara.